A Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industries that we need to be laser-focused on January 20th. 2025, an earthquake shakes the technology universe. A young Chinese company named DeepSeek unveils an artificial intelligence model that defies all expectations, the DeepSeek R1. Unlike American giants like OpenAI, Microsoft, or Google, DeepSeek has adopted a completely different approach. With only $5 million in investment and modest infrastructure, they have created a model capable of surpassing the giants on key benchmarks while being 27 times cheaper per response. But that's not all. DeepSeek R1 is open source, which means that everyone from a simple independent developer to a large company can use it, adapt it, and even create their own AI model. In mere days, R1 becomes the top downloaded app in the US, overtaking ChatGPT and revolutionizing the AI landscape. And what this announcement represents is a real challenge to American dominance in the field of AI at the very moment when Donald Trump, the newly elected president, wants to make the United States the hub, the global center of the development of this technology. The big Silicon Valley companies are trembling. NVIDIA, the undisputed leader of GPUs, sees its valuation collapse, and emblematic figures like Sam Altman, founder of OpenAI, start to react with enigmatic tweets. So how did this young company manage to cause such a disruption in a sector that is dominated by players with unlimited means? What are the implications of this revolution for the future of AI, more broadly for the global tech market? In this video, we will dive into the fascinating story of DeepSeek R1, analyze the reasons for its success, and discover why it is making the biggest companies on the planet tremble. DeepSeek R1 is not just a simple innovation, it's a total break from current models of artificial intelligence. Where giants like OpenAI, Microsoft, or Google have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in their models, DeepSeek has opted for a minimalist but incredibly effective approach. As a result, this AI is just as efficient, if not superior, for a fraction of the cost. The key to R1's success lies in a revolutionary method called the mix of experts. Unlike traditional models that utilize all parameters for answering, ER1 only activates the necessary parameters for the specific task. Here's how it works. If you ask a question related to medicine, only the expert specialized in medicine is called upon. If the question is about mathematics, another set of parameters applies. This ultra-targeted approach will allow R1 to operate with 671 billion parameters, while only using 37 billion at a time. This drastically reduces the required computing power and memory. Due to this optimization, DeepSeek R1 will be more cost-effective than its competitors. Here are some figures that show the magnitude of the difference. The cost to generate 1 million tokens is $2.19, with R1 compared to $61 for ChatGPT. R1 was developed with just $5 million, while generative pre-training transformer, 4 cost hundreds of millions. This model will prove that AI can be efficient without requiring massive infrastructures. DeepSeek used 800 NVIDIA GPUs, which are far less powerful than those used by American giants, demonstrating that it is possible to create cutting-edge AI with modest resources. Despite its reduced cost, R1 makes no compromises on quality. It excels in complex reasoning, data analysis, and content generation. What particularly distinguishes it is its ability to pose multiple hypotheses to answer a complex question, verify its answers by consulting additional data, and generate contextual results with remarkable precision. R1 rivals top American models on various benchmarks, sometimes outperforming them. A key aspect of DeepSeek R1 is that it is open source. This means that any developer or company can access the model, adapt it to their needs, and even create their own AI system that is based on R1. This openness breaks the monopolies of large tech companies that have relied on closed, expensive models. The arrival of DeepSeek R1 has created a shockwave in the global technology industry. A Chinese company is making its first mark in a field historically dominated by American giants. The consequences are immediate for the leaders of Silicon Valley. For years, NVIDIA has led the graphics processing unit market due to its AI-optimized CUDA technology. However, DeepSeek R1 is challenging this dominance. R1 uses less powerful and costly GPUs, demonstrating that advanced AI can be developed without NVIDIA's large-scale infrastructure. Investors are reacting violently. NVIDIA's market cap is plummeting, similar to other semiconductor manufacturers like Taiwan Semiconductor and Broadcom. For NVIDIA, which had benefited from the rise of AI, this announcement is a real blow. American tech giants OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft are also under pressure. Their business model, it relies on expensive infrastructures and high margins. With R1, DeepSeek proves that an open source and inexpensive AI can compete or even surpass their system. OpenAI launched a free mini version of its generative pre-training transformer, 4 model for users, but it failed to alleviate concerns. Moreover, they introduced a new feature called Operator that allows AIs to interact directly with web interfaces. While innovative, this feature is limited to premium users, reducing its reach. In contrast, DeepSeek's approach appears more accessible and inclusive. One of the most disruptive aspects of DeepSeek R1 is its impact on the AI business model. Artificial intelligence was previously associated with exorbitant costs, accessible only to companies with thousands of GPUs and millions in investment. R1 breaks this barrier. High-performance AI can be developed at lower cost and shared freely through open source. This reality has upset the AI paradigm and forces large companies to rethink their strategy to remain competitive. Some experts compare this situation to the 1957 Sputnik moment, referring to the shock felt by the US when the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics launched its satellite. DeepSeek R1 symbolizes the emergence of a new AI power, and American companies may take quite some time to recover. Although DeepSeek has weapons to respond, its limitations may slow adoption. Despite its performance and revolutionary impact, DeepSeek R1 has limitations. Its Chinese origin and technological choices raise important questions that could slow its global adoption. DeepSeek R1, although powerful, is subject to restrictions imposed by the Chinese government. When asked about sensitive topics like the Communist Party or Tiananmen, R1 automatically censors itself. While this censorship doesn't impact the open source version, it may restrict the public version's adoption in Western countries. This will raise concerns about the transparency and reliability of AI models developed in China, despite the fact that ChatGPT, developed in the US, is also censored on various topics. Furthermore, DeepSeek R1 collects user data through its application and website, and this data is stored on servers in China, which will pose obvious privacy issues for Western users and businesses. Because as I explained to you in the video about the gradual disappearance of American giants in China, there is a real mistrust that is set in between the two blocks on several topics. If you want to know more, you can click on the link in the description to watch the video. Even if the open source version helps avoid this issue, it remains a significant concern for governments and sensitive organizations. DeepSeek has taken the lead, but the competition will not remain inactive. The American giants possess vast resources and are developing models to rival R1. In fact, Donald Trump has demanded that American companies get to work to avoid being overtaken. OpenAI is readying the launch of generative pre-training transformer 5, promising enhanced efficiency. Google and Microsoft are exploring integrating DeepSeek-like methods in upcoming innovations. Despite the challenges, DeepSeek R1 has ushered in a new AI era. Its cost-effective and groundbreaking strategy will motivate other entities, especially in Europe and developing nations, to create their own solutions. An AI has recently been developed in Kenya, but that I'll talk about in another video. AI is no longer reserved for large companies. Startups, SMEs, and independent developers now have access to advanced models that reduce costs. This will transform entire industries and democratize access to innovation. DeepSeek has shown that investing billions in GPUs is not required to develop a high-performing AI. This model could slow the race for expensive infrastructures and promote more sustainable and efficient approaches. Open-source models also present regulatory challenges. Governments must strike a balance between fostering innovation and ensuring security when regulating widely accessible technology to prevent misuse. The race for AI is just beginning, and it promises to be thrilling. DeepSeek era has upset the balance of this world, and it's not just a technological advancement, but a complete overhaul of the way artificial intelligence is conceived, developed, and used. The giants of Silicon Valley will have to respond quickly and efficiently to not lose their dominant position, but Microsoft has already proven that they can bounce back after being completely technologically surpassed by their competitors when they missed the mobile turn and lost 70% of their value before returning to the top, as I explained in the video that is displayed.